welcome back to my channel. Thank you for all of the love and support on my last upload, which was my competition day. I got so many nice comments, and I really just appreciate it, and I'm excited to continue sharing the next 3 shows with you guys. So just wanted to start this video by saying thank you. I got so much love on that day too. So many comments, messages, tweets, just everything, and it was honestly overwhelming that so many people took time out of their day to just let me know that they were thinking about me and wish me luck. So yeah, just wanted to say thank you to start off this video. But today I'm just going to talk about, there are a couple things. First of all, just kind of reflecting on this past weekend, and then what the plan is going forward, and then something that a lot of people have talked about recently and that I also want to share my thoughts about because it's been on my heart lately. The reality of competing, or the truth about bikini preps. Just kind of opening up about my experience, and it might turn into a little bit of a rant. So that is on the agenda. Today I'm 6 weeks out from junior nats. Did I just say 6 weeks or 6 days? Because it's definitely 6 days. Today is my first day of depletion for that, and if you're curious about peak week protocols, I posted a vlog about that a couple weeks ago, so go check that out. So first, to talk about this past weekend, as you guys know, I competed at the NPC Iron Viking, which is a show here in Minnesota. Minnesota is not that big of a bodybuilding state compared to many Texas or Florida or California are all really big, and we're kind of mid to lower range of bodybuilding activity and competitiveness. There are only 4 shows, I think, in Minnesota every year. So anyways, just saying it's not all that competitive compared to other places, and that's just me keeping perspective on things for you guys. But I did win my class, which was really awesome, and I was very obviously happy with that. I did end up placing 3rd in the overall based on the scorecards that got posted. So obviously very happy winning my class, not satisfied having missed the overall, but the people that placed above me, they looked better than me, and I'm not complaining about the placings at all. I would probably agree with the judges, honestly. So that gives me new goals, new motivation, and kind of solidified my plans for the rest of the season. So even though I missed the overall, I'm just still ecstatic about the progress that I was able to make. Last fall were my first 2 competitions ever. So my first competition ever was after a 6-month prep. I had a really poor starting point for that prep. I reverse dieted way too hard because I essentially YOLO bulked for a few months, and kind of called it reverse dieting, but it really wasn't reverse dieting. I had a really not beneficial starting point. I was working with a different coach. We did everything we could to get me as lean as possible for that show, but I still was not anywhere near stage lean really. The very first show was NPC North Star in Minnesota, and I got 4th in my novice class, which novice is people that have never placed, or at least for the shows, people who have never placed top 3 in an open class before. So these were all beginners, right? And I got 4th, and then open class I didn't receive any calls or anything. So that was not a great start, but I'm still really glad I did that show because it kind of showed me where I need to be and gave me a good stepping stone. So that show, 4th in novice, and then the next show was 5 weeks later. I got significantly leaner, still really not that lean, but significantly leaner. I went out to Illinois and competed in the NPC Natural Muscle Classic, and I got 2nd in my open class. So obviously big improvement there. That's how I got nationally qualified. I will put some photos here of comparing first show second show, and now this past weekend, the third show. Of course, the goal is always to be improving upon your previous best. So I absolutely did that this past weekend, and that's like the number one goal, and that in itself is a win. So my main takeaway from this last weekend was that I improved on my previous best. I got more time on stage. I felt a lot more confident about my posing. My suit was a lot better. My makeup and hair choices were a lot better. My tan was better. Just overall improvement in everything. So I take that as a win. I won my class, and then missing the overall set a new goal for me. Next time I am able to go up for an overall, that I win that overall. So my next opportunity to do that is in 2 weeks, when I will be competing at Minnesota State Championship. It'll be a similar show to last weekend, and I really freaking want that overall now. On either side of that weekend, I will be competing at Junior Nats in Chicago, so I'm 6 days out from that. And then the weekend after that, so in 3 weeks, is Team U in Jersey. So, or it's NPC Universe this year, I guess, but they changed the name. But I'll be going out to the East Coast to compete in another national show. Honestly, I have zero expectations for my first national competitions, absolutely none. I know that I am not national level lean. In fact, the judges at this past weekend's show recommended that I come in leaner even if I'm only competing on a regional stage. So I'm just being realistic that I do not expect to make first callouts. I do not expect to win my pro card. Definitely don't expect to win my pro card. I mean, anything could happen technically, but like, let's be realistic here, guys. So just saying that I'm not going out to these shows to, you know, expecting to kick ass and take some names. I just want to go there for the experience. I want to get in front of some national judges. Because it is important, if you eventually do want to win your pro card, it's important to show those judges who you are, how much you're able to improve from season to season. So I just want to get the experience, get my feet wet, know what it feels like to be on the national level, and then kind of have a starting point, or like gain perspective, I guess, for future seasons if I continue to choose to do national shows. Additionally, I will have a ton of friends out in Chicago, and I'm really excited to see everyone. I'll see Amanda. Emily Hayden is competing, and we're actually in the same class, and I'm really excited for her. That girl is like this close to winning her pro card, and I really hope it happens for her. So Amanda will be there, Emily will be there, Katie Corio, Lauren Bondi, lots and lots of girls, Beth Hall, a lot of girls that I'm friends with and teammates with. So I'm excited to see people. I'm excited to just experience it and soak it all in. And I have no expectations. There's no pressure on myself. So that is the plan moving forward. After these shows, I will be taking a very long off season. Not gonna even like start another prep until 2017. My body needs a break is kind of what it comes down to. If you think about it, I've been dieting for 9 out of the last 12 months. So I started my last prep in the beginning of June of 2015. I ended it in middle of November, and then I had 12 weeks until I started this current prep, which I started in January, the end of January. So I have been dieting for 3/4 of the last year. And that's a lot, and that's really hard on your body, especially thinking about like how much body fat I've lost and how drastic we've had to get in order to make it happen. I believe I started my cut last June at like 160 pounds, and I now weigh 125 pounds. So if that kind of puts into perspective, like that's hard on your body when you're not already like a really overweight individual. So my body just really needs a break. I'll be taking a long off season to get my mental and physical health like 100% back on track, enjoy life outside the gym, enjoy my training again. etc. That's the plan. I love the stage, but it's gonna be there in a year. It's gonna be there in 2 years. I'm 21 years old, and there's no reason why I need to do like season after season after season, because I have a lot of time and I want to be in this sport for like years to come. So there's no point in running my body into the ground just to pack in a couple more shows like in the next year. It's just not worth it to me. But that's going to kind of segue into the next topic, which I wanted to talk about, which is like the reality of competition prep and how it has been portrayed or like made out to look like on social media. So when I first got on social media and kind of became part of like the fitness community, basically the prevailing I guess approach to competing was very bro, like the tilapia, asparagus, fasted cardio stereotype was the prevailing, that was the norm. Okay, so then there's that, and then I've also seen it shift to the other side now, where it's a lot of girls flexible dieting through their prep, bragging about how they have to do like no cardio, they have super high macros, prep has been a breeze, and like all this stuff, and then taking it a step farther and kind of bashing people that do have to be more drastic in their prep, saying that like if you're doing an hour of cardio a day, if you're eating, you know, below X number of calories a day, then you're doing something wrong, or your coach is stupid, or you need to run, or like run from your coach. Like speaking in absolutes, that if you have to go to X measure, then something's wrong. And that's gotten to be really frustrating for me, because my coach is one of the most well-respected coaches in the bodybuilding community, especially the natural bodybuilding community. And regardless, we have still had to push my body really freaking hard to get lean, and I'm still not even national level lean. And that is not Cliff's fault. It is not my fault. It is simply, that is like the state of my metabolism. That is what my body is like. That's what's up with my body right now. And that's no one's fault. It's just the way it is. And I committed myself to doing these shows. I set a goal. I decided I was gonna do them. And like, I'm sticking it out. I am grinding through this prep with my whole heart, like running on fumes at this point. And yeah, we've had to take things to extremes. What I've been doing with my diet and training and cardio the last couple months has not been like something that I would say is healthy or maintainable or realistic. And it's not a lifestyle. This is prep, and I'm taking my body to an extreme, and that's requiring extreme measures. And that's just being real. I feel like there's this standard set now that like, if your prep is hard, you're like looked down upon because your coach is not like a macro magician, or your metabolism isn't super strong. And like, obviously I can't complain because I chose to compete. So I'm not saying like I want sympathy or anything. I'm just being honest with you guys that I've had to go to pretty like extreme measures to get to where I'm at. And it's frustrating to see all these people who are honestly probably outliers say that their prep is easy and everyone else should like fire their coach if their prep isn't easy. It's really frustrating, because now I've felt like, I mean, I haven't talked a lot about like the actual nitty-gritty of what I've had to do to get here, because I feel like if I was open about my macros, and so I haven't been open about it. I just haven't really shared much about it. But like, I will tell you guys, I don't want to share my macros, because I don't want people to like see them and think that's what I need to do to lose weight. That's what I need to do to look like her, because I never started this prep intending to get this low. I don't want other people to ever have to get this low. And Cliff and I like are hope is that we never have to dig this deep ever again. And that's why I'm taking such a long off season, to let my metabolism recover and everything. But like, that's been really weighing on me, that I feel like I can't be transparent and open with you guys about what my prep is like. And someone that's been doing a really good job with that lately is Amanda. We kind of have similar issues where like our body adapts really hard to dieting, and like, I mean, you try to be moderate, you keep calories as high as possible, but eventually you just have to drop the hammer and you just have to like get down there and push through it. And I really admire her for how open she's been about her prep, because most people would look at her calories and say, wow, that's really freaking low. And that's just our reality right now. And we both have really great coaches. We both are very smart about training. We both have had really structured past off seasons, like this most recent one, at least for me. So yeah, that's what's been on my mind. And I don't know. I just had to share with you guys, because I don't want anyone else to think that, one, that your prep should be easy, or that like you should expect it to be easy, because competing is such a popular thing on social media. Like I feel like everyone and their pet hamster is a bikini competitor right now, and you don't have to compete to be fit. You don't have to compete to like validate your fitness journey. None of that. You should be competing because you want to like challenge yourself and push yourself mentally and physically, or like, it's more of a personal journey. It's not like the next step in being fit. You don't have to compete to prove anything to anyone. And it's just become this like popular thing to do. And I think a lot of girls get themselves into a competition prep not realizing how hard it probably will be. The people that you see that just coast through their preps are an outlier, and it's frustrating when you see these outliers, or at least for me, because I can recognize who is probably an outlier, and they don't recognize or acknowledge that they are an outlier, and they like make it seem like everyone's prep should be like that. So I think there just needs to be more honesty and transparency about like difficult competition preps, and Brittany Lesser has done a really good job doing that as well. So I just want to be someone who is open and honest about the struggles of prep, so that, one, girls don't jump into a competition prep expecting it to be easy, and two, girls that are already in competition prep having a hard time having to get down there and really grind through, think that their coach is doing something wrong, there's something wrong with them, or you know what I mean? I just don't want unrealistic expectations to be allowed to continue. So those are my thoughts. I know they're kind of all over the place. I don't regret doing this competition season at all. I don't regret prepping after such a short off season, just because now after this season I will be in a really good spot to reverse diet. I will be in a really good spot for like my next competition season. That's when I think that I will really have a competitive physique, hopefully on the national level, and my coach agrees with me. So I'm really excited to see what I can do in this off season. Some solid muscle gains and stay pretty lean. Obviously regain like a healthy amount of body fat. But I'm glad I did this prep. But to be honest, it was really freaking hard. I talked about in my Snapchat the other day that people have commented on like my snaps or my videos lately and said that I just seem really tired or scatterbrained or out of it or whatever. And I talked about on Snapchat, like, if I seem tired, I am tired. Like, my calories are really low. I'm doing a lot of cardio. I'm sleeping like 9, sometimes 10 hours a night just because my body like doesn't get energy from food anymore. I mean, I'm eating, but obviously when you're in a deficit for this long, it's like you have to get energy from sleep instead of food for the majority of your energy, you know? So I'm sleeping a lot, I'm napping a lot, I'm hungry a lot, my cognitive function has suffered a bit, very low motivation to like be social, and that's just the reality of where I'm at in prep. And I'm not condoning it, I'm not saying it's healthy, I'm not saying it's a sustainable lifestyle, but that's just where I'm at. And that kind of sparked me doing this video, was me talking about if I seem tired, it's because I am. So I hope this kind of provided some insight into what my prep has been like, or what you could maybe go through if you decide to compete. And honestly, I'm kind of nervous to post this because there could be some backlash and criticism for competing, but you know, it's my personal choice and it's not harming anyone else. If anything, I hope to be helping other people by being open about what I'm going through. So please give this video a like and leave some comments. I would love to get a discussion going about this kind of stuff in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your support, and my next vlog will probably be this weekend at Junior Nats. So make sure to subscribe if you want to see my next 3 shows, and I will keep you guys updated. Love you guys. Bye. Mwah.